This is Mac OS Ken.
Make way for the gloomy crew. Travelin' Tim's traveling again, and award season kicks it in gear. It is Tuesday, the 13th of December, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home and at a great price. Your home, be it ever so humble, there is no place like it. If you'd like it to feel safer, there's SimpliSafe. It's a time of gift giving, so give yourself and your family the gift of protection and peace of mind with SimpliSafe. Now's a great time for it. SimpliSafe is offering Mac OS Ken listeners 40% off a new security system. Won't take you long to pick the pieces you need. I mean, you know your home, so you can design the system that's right for you in no time. I love that. And I love how easy it is to set up on your own. No need for outsiders inside your home. I had my SimpliSafe system up and running in under an hour. Now, once you're going, the SimpliSafe 24/7 professional monitoring service keeps an eye out for trouble, contacting emergency services as soon as they are needed for under $1 a day. Less than half the price of ADT's traditional professionally installed system. Take advantage of this deal. Don't miss your chance for massive savings on a great home security system. Get 40% off any new system at simplisafe.com/MacOSKen today. SIMPLI. That's simplisafe.com/MacOSKen. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Yesterday it was analysts accentuating the positive. Today we say hello to the gloomy gusses. I told you Monday of assertions from Evercore analyst Amit Daryanani and Morgan Stanley analyst Eric Woodring that iPhone sales missed this quarter are likely to be made up next quarter. Sales deferred versus sales lost, in other words. Now, word from a couple of analysts who are not nearly as optimistic. A piece from MarketWatch outlines two notes, one from Barclays analyst Tim Long and another from Oppenheimer analyst Martin Yang. First, the long view. He notes the barely open nature of Foxconn's iPhone City plant for the month of November. He figures the factory, which makes most of the world's iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max units, was running at about 20% capacity last month. He thinks the production is back up to about 30% now, but the way he sees it, factory utilization won't return to normal until sometime in late January at the earliest. While he doesn't say that would-be iPhone 14 Pro buyers would buy a different phone, he doesn't think they'll rush to buy once buying is an easy option. We see perishable demand stemming from the Zhengzhou Foxconn plant disruption, according to his note, instead of an outright production deferral. It's a tepid outlook, but so's his rating on Apple shares. He's got those at equal weight, with a price target of $144. As for Mr. Yang, the Oppenheimer analyst doesn't just note the loss of iPhone sales, but also the stuff Apple sells with iPhones. According to MarketWatch, Yang has reduced his 2023 estimates for Apple thanks to later-than-expected iPhone production capacity recovery in China. Quoting his note, our reduced outlook also accounts for loss of iPhone demand in the March quarter due to supply constraints during the holidays. As a result, we also model more conservative accessories and software and service revenues associated with new phone sales. The good news for Apple investors, with the recent relaxation of zero COVID policies in China, Yang figures production will be back in full swing quickly and won't be so disrupted again. Damage has been done, though. While he is maintaining an outperform rating on Apple shares, the Oppenheimer analyst has dropped his firm's price target on the shares from $190 to $170. When you buy your iPhone, where do you go? If you live in the U.S., 3 out of 4 of you do not go to Apple. That is the word from Consumer Intelligence Research Partners, or CIRP. 9 to 5 Mac highlights their take. According to CIRP's most recent data, 67% of iPhone buyers in the U.S. buy through carriers, physical stores, or online. 24% buy through Apple, 4% buy through Best Buy, and 5% buy through other outlets, Target, Walmart, places like that. Not unlike Oppenheimer analyst Yang, CIRP notes the stuff Apple is not selling when it's not selling the phones itself. Quoting the research firm, a carrier salesperson or website will direct customers to accessories and extended warranties, though they likely are not giving preference to Apple's offerings, as Apple certainly would. Apple's doing secret stuff with your stuff again. Mac Rumors says the Cupertino company has released a new firmware update designed for its AirTag item trackers. According to the piece, the firmware build number goes from 2A24E to 2A36. As for what it does, well, the firmware build number goes from 2A24E to 2A36. Apple does not provide release notes for AirTag updates, reminds Mac Rumors, so we do not know what's new in this update. You also can't force it. You just kind of have to let it happen, man. To make sure it does, the piece says you can put your AirTag in range of your iPhone, but you have to wait for the firmware to roll out to your device. Secret stuff with your stuff. Travelin' Tim's traveling again, this time with Jaws in tow. Apple Insider ran a piece Monday that had Apple CEO Tim Cook and Senior VP of Marketing Greg Joswiak seeing the sights in Kumamoto, Japan. Posting to Twitter from there, Apple's CEO said he had visited the historic Kumamoto Castle and learned about their work to restore this incredible landmark. He was pictured in front of the castle along with the city's mayor and a tour guide. Meanwhile, Jaws was chilling at the Prefectural University of Kumamoto. He tweeted from there about how cool coding and coders are. Cook tweeted about a younger group of coders, posting a pic from a kindergarten. Not that it's all aspirational. Apple CEO also posted from a Sony facility in the city, saying, "We've been partnering with Sony for over a decade to create the world's leading camera sensors for iPhone. Thanks to Ken," a different one, I think. "Thanks to Ken and everyone on the team for showing me around the cutting-edge facility in Kumamoto today." Yeah, it was a different one. And now they're on the move. On Twitter Monday night, Tuesday in the day in Japan, Apple CEO posted a pic from a Tokyo Apple store a few hundred miles from Kumamoto. Pictured near the back of a group of retail employees, the post had Cook saying, "Thank you to the Apple Ginza team for the warm welcome back to Tokyo and for all you do for our customers." Expect more from Cook in Japan over the next day or two at least. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, BetterHelp, online therapy. Have you done the therapy thing? Finding a therapist can be daunting. Going to a therapist can be daunting. I literally actually bumped into a friend one time on my way to therapy. "Hey, where you going?" "Hey, mind your own business." I was nicer than that, but you get the idea. There are so many potential pain points around therapy that BetterHelp takes away. I like how easy they make finding someone, and being all online, I like how accessible it is. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. Couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. That's betterhelp.com/macOSKen. betterhelp.com/macOSKen. Hello Tomorrow has a release date. It's not tomorrow, but it's not far off in the grand scheme. Apple TV Plus issued a press release last week with what it said was a first look at the show. Technically true, and that we got to see the very first image from the show, but seriously, it was just that and some words. The image was of a smiling Billy Crudup, star and executive producer of the show, in front of a sign advertising a house on the moon. As for the words, the release says, set in a retro future world, Hello Tomorrow centers around a group of traveling salesmen hawking lunar timeshares. Crudup stars as Jack, a salesman of great talent and ambition whose unshakable faith in a brighter tomorrow inspires his co-workers, revitalizes his desperate customers, but threatens to leave him dangerously lost in the very dream that sustains him. Of course, there were other words as well, including the names of some of Crudup's co-stars, Hanifa Wood, Alison Pill, Nicholas Podney, Duchesne Williams, Hank Azaria, and more. The first 3 half-hour episodes of Hello Tomorrow hit Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 17th of February. We'll wrap the day with more award nominations for Apple TV Plus and one award win. The nominations for the 80th Annual Golden Globe Awards are out. The piece from Mac Rumors says 2 of the Cupertino streamers' titles have nabbed 6 nominations, and it has a chance to win them all. A lot of times actors in a single show will be nominated for the same award, making a sweep impossible. Yeah, this time it's possible. No Apple nom is stepping on its own toes. According to the report, Severance has picked up 3 nominations. They include one for Adam Scott, Best Actor in a Drama Series, one for John Turturro, Best Supporting Actor in a Television Series, and one for the show itself for Best Drama Series. The other title, Blackbird, has also picked up 3 nominations. They include one for Taron Egerton, Best Actor in Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Television Motion Picture, one for Paul Walter Hauser, Best Supporting Actor in the same category, and one for the show itself for Best Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Television Motion Picture. The 80th Annual Golden Globe Awards will be handed out on Tuesday, the 10th of January. And finally today, from the nominees are to the award goes to, Apple Insider says Apple TV Plus has picked up a trophy from the first annual Children's and Family Emmy Awards. The award went to the documentary Who Are You, Charlie Brown? For Outstanding Nonfiction Program. The documentary is about both the comic Peanuts and the life of its creator, Charles Schulz, featuring famous Peanuts fans including Drew Barrymore, Kevin Smith, and Al Roker, and narrated by Lupita Nyong'o. The, we can go ahead and say, award-winning documentary is available to stream now on Apple TV+. Today on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast, CIRP says where iPhones are sold in the States may be a weak point for Apple. TMO Managing Editor Jeff Butts and I discussed that, plus talking over Saturday Night Live's very bloody parody of A Christmas Carol and Apple Pay. That is all today on the Daily Observations podcast from the Mac Observer, online at macobserver.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 40% off your new security system at simplisafe.com/macOSCan. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.